Fox Kids has never really strayed away from the creepy and spooky side of entertainment. After all, they had Killer Tomatoes, Little Dracula, Beetleborgs, Eerie, Indiana, and Goosebumps. So it should not surprise anyone that they had a Halloween special. The problem is, I'm not so sure you can call what I'm about to show you a Halloween special. But alas, it did air during a special Fox Kids event called Halloweekend in 1994. This was a 2-day spectacular with creepy episodes of all your favorite Fox Kids shows at the time. With the exception of Merry Melodies, since it was on in the morning and the event started at 3 in the afternoon. Also, Tom and Jerry Kids was preempted by this show, Count DeClue's Mystery Castle. Apparently this was supposed to be a pilot for a series. Fox Kids kind of aired a lot of those during its run. The special is weird. First off, the plot is simple. Count DeClue's and his, co-workers have to use clues to figure out who stole the castle's magic wand. When I say castle's magic wand, I mean the wand belongs to the castle. Not Count DeClue's, not the robot butler called Butler. Yeah, this special is full of terrible puns. Not Aluja, the woman who twitches, which is a power that never came into play in this special. Not the stoner stereotype guy that TV producers think that we enjoyed in the 90s. Seriously, Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles is the only one that became popular. All the other shows that have characters like that got canceled right away. You would think they would learn their lessons. But no. Not Mickey from Seinfeld, or one of the nerds from Revenge of the Nerds. It's the castle's wand. The literally sentient castle. And the most annoying character in this special. So the wand is stolen by someone the producers obviously told not to use force when using the hammer to break the prop because they are only renting it and need to return it by noon. So now the Count and his cronies have to follow the clues to find the crook. The problem here is, what clues? Yeah, we're not really given much to work on outside of the footprint that we never saw and a surveillance video that shows the same thing we saw when the thief stole the wand. Blue's Clues, this is not. We get a few skits with the cast. The one where we see the doctor and his assistant working together on an experiment meant to help catch the crook. It's a lie detector. But I don't understand how it's supposed to catch the crook because you have to catch the crook in order to use it. We have a seance. That was there. And we have this out of nowhere ending that at least has an audience participation element that TV magicians love using all the time. That was fun, but unfortunately quick. But the one element that came out of nowhere was the show within a show, because it suddenly became a variety show. We have a magician and a guy who hula hoops, and we also have the boys. Yep, it's a dance troupe. The variety show was never advertised in the commercials or in the show itself. When Aluja comes out and starts talking to an audience of kids, I was like, oh no, because I knew what was coming. So was this a bad show? Honestly, it's a 50-50 split for me. You could tell who the good actors were and who weren't used to acting. The plot was a mess because they didn't have enough time to tell a decent story because of the acts. We couldn't find clues because we didn't have the time. And the ending turned out to be a mess because we didn't know that the acts were suspects as well. And that castle, giving it a voice, was terrible. However, I was still entertained, which is the part that matters most. Could it have been done better? Yeah. So I'm not surprised that the show didn't move past the pilot. Also, the theme song was terrible. I don't think so! I mean, that's pretty much the theme. It's some guy, I think it's the castle, yelling I don't think so through half of it.
Now you see it, now you don't. Will you steal it?
I don't think so! What's with Fox Kids and not having good holiday specials anyway? What's that, boy?
Amino acids and simple sugars, just like Mama used to make. Here we go. Excuse me. good to eat. Happy Halloween.
Fox invites you to celebrate with us Animaniacs as we host 2 days of kooky, spooky fun.
The scares begin next Friday afternoon when you'll go Bessie for the Freaky New Folk special.
Then Hello with Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, and Batman in frightfully fun Halloween adventures.
And on Saturday, treat yourself to more Monsters Mayhem all morning long.
Don't be a Halloweenie.
Watch Fox's Halloweekend.
Next Friday afternoon and Saturday morning on Fox.
Fox's Taboo Halloweekend continues.
Bark, wolf. Bark, wolf, wolf. What's that, boy? There is a good Halloween special? Wolf, bark, wolf. Bark, bark. Well, what is it? Woof, woof, meow, bark, wolf. Tiny Toon Adventures Night Ghoulery. Woof, ba, wolf, moo. Alright, you can go away now. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Watch your language. Alright, Tiny Toons. Awesome. Wait a minute. This never aired on Fox Kids. Or on Halloween. I mean, sure, it aired on Fox Primetime. So I guess I'm gonna talk about it anyway. For 3 years, Tiny Toon Adventures was a staple on Fox Kids, with only one of those 3 seasons airing new episodes. The producers of the series was kind of working on something else at the time. So it seems odd that out of nowhere, Fox decided to order 2 primetime specials in 1995, Night Ghoulery and Spring Break. It does make sense though, as Tiny Toons were more established at the time, and Animaniacs, well, Animaniacs was leaving the network. So Spring Break came out in March in time for Easter and Spring Break. Night Ghoulery came out in May in time for Memorial Day. Well, that made this special a whole lot grimmer. Unlike Spring Break, which was plot-driven, Night Ghoulery was an anthology special. There were nods to Edgar Allan Poe, Abbott and Costello, Nightmare Before Christmas, Duel, Night Gallery, and more. It's a great spoof fest, and a lot more convincing that it's a Halloween special than Count the Clues. Except that it aired on Memorial Day weekend! Although technically it was supposed to air on Halloween in 1994. The special, however, has 2 drawbacks. First, lack of familiarity of the characters. Now I'm not talking about Plucky, Hampton, Buster, Babs, and Montana Max. No, I'm talking about Sneezer, Go-Go Dodo, Calamity Coyote, and Little Beeper, since they rarely appeared in the series outside of a few cameos. Seriously, Little Beeper only had 3 shorts in a 98 episode series. The other problem is Babs Bunny. I get it. Her thing is impressions. But man, at one point you just want her to stop. It's not really all that funny because half of the time, I don't know who some of these characters that she is doing impressions of are, and it's way tedious to sit through them between shorts. At one point, I found myself whirling my hand during these bits, telling the show to move along. I wish I was kidding about that. Outside of that, Night Ghoulery does an amazing job of mixing the traditional storytelling of Tiny Toons with the sight gags of Animaniacs. At this point, you can tell how much the studio has grown with the mixture of allowing both the writing and the animation to tell the story. Not that they haven't in the past, but you can tell that this in Spring Break really shows the crew's experience. Unfortunately, this was the only time that Fox aired the special, as both Tiny Toons and Animaniacs were pulled from Fox Kids' lineup in the fall of 1995. With Tiny Toons, it was their time to go. 5 years is a long time on the air, and with 2 of those years, with no new episodes, yeah, it was time to replace them with something newer. And Animaniacs was a victim of backstage politics. It's really too bad that Night Ghoulery didn't air on Fox Kids. It was great, but the timing was just off. So do you remember these episodes airing? What are your thoughts on them? Don't forget to leave a comment below. I'm Toonamp. Thanks for watching. Seriously, did I do that?
Sunday on a special day and time. Get ready for a Tiny Toons adventure that's so good, it's scary. Tiny Toons Night Foolery, Sunday.
Watch out for vampires, witches, and werewolves.
The trick is to treat yourself to more hair-raising fun.
As Halloweekend continues tomorrow and Halloween Day on Fox Kids.